5 rivals for the Seahawks. And the reason we bring that up is the Las Vegas, once LA, once Oakland Raiders were in the Seahawks division when they were in the AFC, right? Just when they came into existence.
The good old AFC West.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, Broncos, Raiders, and Chiefs.
Yeah. And that was the Seahawks were in there. That was when the Seahawks first came into the NFL. And that just brought up the topic. That's who we're playing this week, which we'll get to on this question. But first, who are the top 5 rivals for the Seahawks? And do those teams from the past count? Or is it, or is it the easy answers? 49ers, Cardinals, Rams.
Okay. You know what, Phil? I was just thinking about that when I said the 4 teams. Like, honestly, that was weird, right? Broncos, Raiders, Chiefs are still all in the same division. And he just took the Seahawks out and put the Chargers in there and moved them around. That's kind of weird, just random.
And they're all like different cities. They have so many I don't know. The Vegas has changed cities,
right?
So has the Chargers, and then you have a team in like the Midwest in the Broncos, like the West kind of, and you have the
kind of West. The Chiefs are definitely Midwest.
Midwest, yeah. It's weird. It's a weird division, location wise.
But top 5 rivals, I think number 1 is easy. I mean, it's the 49ers are our biggest rivals today. I don't think that's much of a,
I don't know if we can get to 5, by the way, but like 5 real rivals. But 49ers, you're right. That's simple, right? There's no other answer.
There's no other answer than the 49ers. I would say number 2 could be the Green Bay Packers. I feel like we've had a lot of different playoff games and weird moments with them.
I felt like the rivalry was more
Rodgers versus Wilson.
Yeah, but you could also go back to homegrown stuff, right?
There's a lot of connection between us and the Packers.
Schneider is from Wisconsin, and wasn't he on the Green Bay staff?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we don't even have to say it's top 5. Like, they're one of a 5, though.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try not to list this so it's not too like blah blah blah. No, number 3. Right. Number 1's 49ers. We can stick to that, and then let's come up with 4. The 4, I think Green Bay Packers would fit, and that is, maybe that wouldn't be the same answer for Packer fans, but for the Seahawks, I think because of the Wilson Rodgers stuff for a while, because of Holmgren being a Green Bay guy and John Schneider being a Green Bay guy, and just all the battles we've had. And just the history, Matt Hasselbeck, right? We'll take the ball. We're gonna win it. There's always something with Green Bay.
The Hail Mary, whatever they call it.
Hail Mary.
Even though it's not. I don't like the word Fail Mary because it was counted as a touchdown.
Yeah, that's why it was a fail, because they're saying like it was not really a touchdown. The Fail Mary.
Know, man, I get it.
But to me, it was a touchdown. But
me too. Yeah, so touchdown gate. They've had a lot of playback. Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers saying, "Oh, I guess God wasn't with us. God was with us this game," to make fun of Russell Wilson.
And Aaron Rodgers just I just can't stand him. So that's why maybe for me it's a top 5 rival.
Yeah, I mean, like right now they're not, but like I understand. I agree. They got to be somewhere in that top 5 because of a lot of memories we have with them, and just there's a lot of connections back to Green Bay, which is interesting. Okay, I don't know where they sit. But I think obviously the Rams and Cardinals are somewhere in there.
Yeah, I guess I would say, honestly,
Cardinals more than the Rams.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go. Cardinals more than the Rams. I feel like the Rams maybe just because they just moved to LA.
They have no real fans.
No real fans. I don't really feel like I have a rivalry with them yet. The Cardinals, I do feel like we have a rivalry.
Yeah, I really wasn't bothered when the Rams won the Super Bowl last year. And
I didn't even feel like I felt like I was watching a movie. Like it's not a real team anyway.
Yeah, because they were like this team that really has no fan base. The Los Angeles fan base of football is very complicated, anyways, because it's some Raiders fans, it's some 49ers fans, even it's some it's like Rams, Raiders, could be Chargers now. Like
there's definitely more people in LA who watch NFL football that are not fans of the Rams, and there are fans of the Rams.
I agree, which makes it hard to root against them. They don't have a fan base. Like I don't really argue with Rams fans on Twitter. Like it's always 49er and Seahawks fans.
So let's make it 3 right now. We'll put the Rams on the side for a minute. Cardinals, Packers, 49ers.
Yeah.
I want to add the Broncos in there because they were our division rivals at one point, and they were our rivals, and that rivalry has now been reinfused by the Russell Wilson trade.
But we never play.
I know, but we used to play every year. Like, I think,
I know, but nobody cared about the Seahawks back then. That was in the 70s.
and we beat them in the Super Bowl as well.
I feel like that's more of an emotional, like, I don't like them right now. I don't know if it's rivals, but maybe, I guess, what is the definition of rival? Like
That's why
don't
I
you have
think it's
to
very
play a
hard to
team?
find five. Yeah, I feel like it's very hard to find five rivals for the Seahawks. That's why I'm gonna put the Broncos in there.
They are our rivals right now. I'm not.
Right.
I would say they're gonna fall out of that list in the near future. But I guess right now, if you go back for the last 10 years, from 2012 to 2020, with the beating of the Super Bowl, with the trade of Russell Wilson, with the
Mhm.
beating of Russell Wilson there, with having their draft pick this year and rooting against them every single game, which I guess is a rival, right? You don't root against the team every game. It's
Social
not your
media
rival.
has kind of changed what rivalry means.
Yeah, this is our for the okay. 2022, the Broncos are the Seahawks' top 5 rival. Correct. How about that?
I like
In
that.
2022, and you're right. Social media changed it because every week I'm rooting for a tweet to make fun of Russell Wilson and the Broncos losing and
And
giving
their
us a draft pick.
fans really hate when we do that.
Yeah, but they can't do anything. Like I
I
feel like
know.
nobody argues back. Like they're like,
They
we'll take
did
back
like
Drew Law.
week 1 and 2, they really would argue back, and then now I feel like they're just sad.
Now they're like, give us back our backup quarterback.
I
Like
saw
Drew Lock.
something. I saw something on Reddit. Like a Raiders fan went to the Broncos game last week, and he posted in Seattle Seahawks Reddit, and he's like, "Hey Seahawks fans, I just want to say I went to the Raiders versus Broncos games. I want to say it's really sad seeing how the Broncos fans have now react to Russell Wilson. Like, and he just like went on this whole thing. Like they're really sad about it, and they're really mad at him, and like no one really likes him in Denver. And I was like, oh wow, that's sad."
Welcome to our lives.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. So we have 4 now. Are we going to put the Rams in there, or do you have a better fifth rival?
Those 4 we said.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to put the Rams for some reason, but it's
we
probably
could
the
put
Rams.
the Raiders because of like historic rivals. I don't really feel
It's
that.
not. It's
Yeah.
not. We just used them as a cop out for this topic.
Right.
It's not the Raiders. I mean, like
Maybe if we had our old helmets, it would be, because when it used to be the old helmets versus the Raiders helmets are kind of like that silver. That was aesthetically very beautiful football.
name one game where you're like, oh, Raiders Seahawks, that game.
Ooh, never.
Yeah. The only other one I could say is Tom Brady, but he's a rival of every team because
Right.
he beat us in that Super Bowl. He's, we've had a lot of battles with the Patriots and I guess now the Bucks last week, but they're not a rival either. There's got to be one like really weird one that I'm trying to think of. Like the Packers was kind of that weird one, but it's not the Raiders. I have no emotion going against the
Right.
Raiders this week. Like
I feel like we always play the Vikings, but I wouldn't consider them a rival. Can't
I
remember
feel like they
ever
always
losing.
fuck up against us.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just feel bad for them.
Rivals. God, that word.
I know. That's why the topic is kind of interesting, because it's hard to find 5 rivals for the Seahawks.
It's the Rams. Let's just
Yeah, let's give it to the Rams. I mean, yeah, it's obvious. We're trying to find reasons not to put them. It's the Rams.
Yeah, I think the Green Bay topic was the most interesting one, though.